A pregame flyover has been a tradition for 51 of the last 52 Super Bowls. For Super Bowl 53, the NFL turned to the Thunderbirds. Dana Jacobson was allowed to fly with the Air Force demonstration team and learn how it prepares for this high-profile assignment. She's inside the CBS Sports Super Bowl game production truck at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Dana, good morning.
Good morning to you. Now, when Gladys Knight is finishing the national anthem on Sunday, the Thunderbirds will be roaring over Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Along with the people inside, about 100 million people could be watching worldwide on their televisions. Now, that key broadcast moment will be brought to you from the people here in this truck. And while it will only be on your screens for just a few seconds, making it just right, getting it perfect, well, that has been months in the making, and it started about 2,000 miles away. The U.S. Air Force Thunderbirds are a high-speed, death-defying squadron of fighter pilots, steering F-16 jets through awe-inducing maneuvers, often mere feet from one another. They wow crowds at air shows and sporting events around the world. A little extra bounce in the step when you know you're doing the Super Bowl?
Definitely a little bit more excitement. It could be our biggest event of the year.
Lieutenant Colonel Eric Gorney, also known as Thunderbird 7, is the operations officer, charged with planning Sunday's flyover. The trickiest part of doing a Super Bowl flyover is what?
The trickiest part is getting the timing just right. The first thing to remember is we're going 400 miles an hour, so we can't just stop and hover. And the other tricky thing is that we have committed to the flyover. We have started flying in about a minute prior to the national anthem even starting.
In addition to training in the skies above Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada, the pilots work in simulators, their screens filled with the Atlanta cityscape.
Hope you enjoy your flight. We'll see you when you get back.
But nothing beats the real thing, a practice flyover soaring above Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Here we go.
And we got to go along for the ride of a lifetime.
Woo,
that's so cool.
Of course, none of the practice matters if the TV cameras miss the money shot.
I just hope that they've got their timings right and it happens when it's supposed to happen.
And that's where veteran football director Mike Arnold comes in.
Thank God it's a military plane. They're normally on time and they're normally spot on.
Arnold has directed hundreds of football games for CBS Sports. Sunday, he'll direct his 5th Super Bowl.
I mean, that flyover happens in about 2 seconds, so you better be on it because they're not going to circle around the stadium and do it again for you.
Is that more stressful for you, Mike, than actually doing the game?
Yeah, I've got a lot of experience covering football games. I've got less experience covering flyovers, so it is a little more stressful, believe it or not.
Adding to the uncertainty, the weather, which will dictate whether the stadium will have its iconic roof open or shut, and if the flyover can be captured from inside the stadium as the fans will see it.
I think I got to just be flexible. So I've got to be prepared with an outside shot. I've got to be prepared with a shot inside from the field, and we'll see what the weather's like that day and what decision they make.
Plus or minus 2 or 3 seconds.
It's a lot to coordinate, requiring each person to focus on his or her role.
So we'll have me as Thunderbird 7 in the control room. We'll have Thunderbird number 8 up on top of the stadium with the radio talking to the pilots. And so I'll be there with the computer, a little spreadsheet, hacking the clock at the end of each line of the national anthem to make sure we're on time.
On time for when Gladys Knight sings those famous last words of the national anthem.
It's land of the free, home of the brave. So when those words come, I'm probably going to be looking up to the sky, looking for those planes.
It's all down to the timing. The director's worried about the timing. He's reliant on you. Who are you reliant on?
I'm reliant on Gladys Knight to execute on script on time. Hopefully we can sit down and have lunch. Maybe I can talk to her about how important that is.
I say I'm going to do it, and you guys will know exactly when I'm going to do this line right here.
And I believe in Gladys Knight. She was very firm that she will get the timing down. As for the roof, the NFL tells us that will be a game day decision, whether it is open or closed. And Norah, they actually can decide as late as 90 minutes before whether or not they want to keep it open. And I'm sorry that you're jealous of me. It was just the coolest trip up there. I can't lie.
Oh my gosh, I've done it before. I've flown, and I can tell you it's the most thrilling experience. So did you do any tricks with the Thunderbirds? Any fun maneuvers?
Yeah, After we did the flyover the stadium, they actually took me out to another space and we tried the G forces. So they can get up to 9 Gs. I made it to 7 Gs, and at that point when he said, "Do you want to try some more?" While my head may have wanted to, my stomach did not. So I decided that that was enough for me. We also did a couple barrel rolls. I was able to be like on the side flying. I can't even explain the whole thing. It is just absolutely amazing to me that these are men and women that do this in like a theater of war under so much pressure, and you know what your body goes through in doing that. So for me, it's the ride of a lifetime, but it really is when you get down to the basics, this is something that is so important to the Air Force or the Navy flyers as well.
They do an incredible job.
But it was cool.
It was awesome.
Dana, and I'm assuming you waited
but
to
for
eat
me,
until...
it was just cool.
I'm assuming you waited to eat until you were off the plane.
No, so this was the surprising thing. You actually are supposed to have a meal beforehand, and then I got over it with a burger and fries after.
There you go.
Man, that's a good day.
Wow. We will be watching. Dana, thank you.